All right. How are we doing, everybody? I don't know what just happened on my end. Damn, I think my CW just went out. Um, would fit the day. Uh, we have plenty of racing stuff to talk about. Um, but waiting for them to come back to commercial. Connor Zilisch, if you're just catching it now, or maybe you turned off the race. And this is why I have this ear open so I can listen to the broadcast whenever they come back. Connor Zilisch in victory lane stood up to celebrate, and it looks like slipped on his window net. And I don't think they caught the initial landing on the ground, but it looked like he went head first onto the ground in victory lane. And if you've been to most victory lanes, I don't know what Watkins Glen surface is in there, but it's pretty much solid asphalt or concrete. So, not going to speculate, but looked really bad when they went to commercial. That supersedes racing. There's, no joking matter, no laughing matter, no speculating matter, whichever way. It's just that's something serious that you really got to, push racing aside for. We will talk about the race itself, for sure. But right now, we're just hoping the winner, Connor Zilisch, is okay after that. I'm going to keep another tab. So if you see me clicking around, I'm going to keep another tab open in case, there's an update before they get back to it. All right, they're back on my end. I know I'm a little behind. So all right, they're getting the report from victory lane on my end here. Okay, so he's talking. That's good. That means at least he's awake. All right. All right, so they're loading him off now. For those who might not have it on, they're loading him off now, carrying him out of victory lane, it looks like. Again, I'm not going to speculate on, because he could have hit his head, he could have hurt his leg with getting caught up in the window net. It looked like he got caught up in the window net, and that's why he fell. I mean, it looked like it was already pretty slick. But just hoping for the best for Connor Zilisch. If there's any updates while we're live, I'll let you know. And we'll also, if they update it after the race, I'll update on my community tab in case anyone's looking. But just cursed day, man. Cursed day, whether it be on the track, whether it be off the track. It just, there's not much more to say on that end, but it was looking like a normal race for the first two stages. But between him and SVG's contact, between the stuff with Austin Hill and Michael McDowell, as well as after the race, it just went to hell in the handbasket real quick. So again, I'm going to keep, if you see me looking over at different things, they're wheeling his car already out of victory lane, which I'm assuming is to go through the inspection process. No pictures, obviously, with something like that. And it seems like it's a pretty serious injury. I'm hoping, hopefully it's not as serious as we might worry. And it's just a lot of it's precautionary. That's what we got to hope. He's talking to him. That's good. But God, man, that just sucks. There's no other way around it. That just sucks to see. That sucks the air out of everything. We'll talk about the on-track stuff in a moment, but let's actually, while we're here, let's talk about the finishing order of this race. I do not believe they're going to show the points. They have to go. It's a quick exit. They went long. Totally get that. I won't hold that against the CW, honestly. As for, just to update what happened when Connor Zilisch got into victory lane, Connor Zilisch, the winner of this race, when Zilisch got into victory lane, he went to stand up on the door of his car, stood up on the window net. It looked like the window net underneath him slipped, and Zilich's foot and leg got caught in it. and he went down onto the ground hard. Again, we're not going to speculate on the injury. That's just not something that I think that we should be doing right now. But we're glad. The good thing is at least that he's talking and he's awake. So I will say, they're not saying that what happened before, but if they're talking about him now being awake, it did look like he was out for a moment there. But again, we're just hoping and wishing the best for Connor Zilisch after that happening. Again, way more than racing on this, but let's talk about racing. If there's any updates, again, for one, if you see any, tag me on Twitter or let me know in the chat if anyone reputable has an update on it. That way we can work together on this one-man crew. I will keep an eye out on my end as well if there's anything. But let's talk about the racing, because there is plenty to still talk about with the racing itself. CW quick exit, right? They've went way past the time window, so I don't think we need to hold that on them. Honestly, I know people will be upset, but we don't need to. Let's talk about the racing. This was the 2025 Mission 200 at the Glen. 82 laps, 7 cautions for 20 laps, 2.3 second margin of victory for Connor Zilisch over Sam Mayer. 2 hours, 27 minutes, 27 seconds with 17 lead changes. Again, Zilisch the winner. He wins after leading 60 laps on the day, fastest lap as well. So outside of the one stage he didn't win, it was a pretty damn perfect day for him. As for the rest of the finishing order, we have Sam Mayer in second, Sammy Smith in third. Fourth is Austin Hill. We'll talk about Hill in a moment. Trust me, there's plenty to talk about. And again, if there's any updates, tag me on Twitter at IceTitan80, and we will relay those. Again, make sure they're reputable sources, though. Somebody like a Bob, a Jeff, Bianchi, reputable people. Quapple in the 5th spot, Allgaier 6th, Austin Green, another good run for him in 7th, Christian Eckes 8th, 9th is Jones, Harrison Burton 10th, Kaz Grala in 11th, Poole, Thompson, Love, and Clements, the top 15. Then Jeb Burton in 16th, 17th, Danny Dye, Taylor Gray in 18th, Stephen Parsons 19th, and Austin J. Hill in the 20th spot. Glenn Reen in 21st, and Retzlaff, last one in the lead lap, 22nd. 2 laps down, last one really on track for the most part. Blaine Perkins, 2 laps down, 23rd. Out of the race was 24th, Nick Sanchez, Michael McDowell, 25th, William Sawalich, 26th, 27th, Balicki, Ryan Sieg, 28th, Ellis, 29th, Kyle Sieg, 30th, 31st, Shane Van Gisbergen. Then 19 laps down for Anthony Alfredo in the 32nd spot. Matt DiBenedetto, 33rd, out of the race. And then after that, we have 30 laps down or so for Preston Pardis. And from there, and it looks like they're now off the air, so no more updates from the TV side, by the way. 30 laps down for Pardis in 34th, and the rest are out. Creed 35th, Herbst 36th, Annunziata 37th, and Garrett Smithley in the 38th and final spot in a Lizard car. So, I mean, that is something at least kind of funny to look back on. And I do have to update really quick. I'm realizing I put in some of the wrong results here. Apologies on that. Just want to make sure that we have it ready to go, and then we'll have it put on the bottom line. They did not get the updated points, but it looks like a very good points day for Harrison Burton. For those wondering, it was around, I think, 40 or so, 50 maybe points is the gap between himself and Ryan Sieg, who got caught up in an accident. All in all, this was about as hectic of a day as I can remember when it comes to the Xfinity Series in a while. I think this one the finish and the talking points we will have in a moment about some of these drivers just may supersede the Truck Series. That is for sure. And the thing is that, there's Let's see. No update. Let's see. I don't know if anyone tagged. I thought someone said they would. Let's see. Dustin Long just tweeted Connor Zilisch loaded into an ambulance going to the care center. He did sit up in the ambulance. So that, I mean, that's, I would assume, pretty good. So that's an update for now. Thank you guys for who are tagging me. We'll keep these going as they come in as we are live. Video, there's probably some on social media. I really don't want to get into the habit of relaying people getting hurt. It's probably out there, and we'll stick it at that. Let's talk about the race itself. Okay, let's talk about racing here. Let me know out of 10 what you thought of this race. I know that it was sloppy. I know that there was domination and there were different parts like that, but let me know what you thought. Let's have at least a little discussion about the racing itself. Timmy Wolf with the 4, 7 here, 6. I get that it's all over the place today. I totally get it. I hope Connor is okay as well. Generally, it seems like you guys are all over the place. Some of you guys hated the craziness at the end. Some of y'all loved the racing. The racing itself was all over the place. That is for sure. I'm seeing 8s, 6s, 7s, 0s, 9. Hoping Connor's all right as well. And you know what? If you do want to, I know it doesn't do anything, but just as a sort of united front and everybody together, if you want to spam 88s for Connor, totally get it. As for me, I just, it's soured by the bad moments. Because the first 2 stages, I'm looking back, the first 2 stages, there were a couple little deals here and there, typical road course stuff, Balicki and the kitty litter, the road course strategy, all of that. For the most part, it was straightforward. You did have a few little things here and there and some craziness, but the final stage to me was just out of this world, in the sense of just sort of too far at times. I know I shouldn't focus too much on the bad with that, but it's hard not to. It's hard not to. I mean, when they got back going, because let's just go through the final stage. That's really where the race actually happened. The first 2 stages were paint by numbers. I mean, they had a restart with like 31 to go or so. But under the yellow at one point, when Daniel Dye, I think it was him, almost hit a safety truck under yellow. That's when you kind of realize, like, oh boy, this race is already having a weird feel to it, right? And then, of course, we get the restart after that, and it's pretty quickly Shane Van Gisbergen, Connor Zilisch, and Austin Hill jumping up there. He's been pretty damn good at the road courses. Let's talk about the first major incident of this race that is going to take everyone's attention. We're going to talk about it's in the title, wherever that is. If it's down here, up there, I don't know. I don't, but it's ugly. It's ugly. I don't have the videos ready just because there was a little trouble with it. But with about 25 to go, the 9:21.88, they're racing under a blanket. The 90.88 start pulling away. They're bumper to bumper. Zilisch has the faster car. Shane is definitely struggling, especially on the carousel side of the track. And with that, you see with 20 to go, they're really heating up this battle. There's tons of time left. And there's a reason I'm bringing that. There's tons of time left in the race. There's tons of ways that this can work. But as they're battling, as it's heating up, the 88 makes a move. SVG holds him off. They keep it on going. They're side by side. 18 to go. They're side by side again, coming around to the final corners of the track. Zilisch goes wide. Shane definitely, there was a lane, but it was also an area I think that people remember it can kind of bottleneck. And the 88 comes up into the 9, and well, this is the result. This is the result of what happens. This crash, the one you're seeing on the thumbnail, the 9 just flies into the wall in the final corner of the track. And it was an ugly crash. There's really no way around it. To me, and this is how I saw it. Maybe it was a misjudgment. I get that part, and we can talk about that. Maybe the 9 could have given him a little more room. Sure. I still think he gave him about a lane. But to me, this is on Connor Zilisch. And I know I'm not doing this to punch a guy while he's down. I'm not doing this to be an asshole about it, but just more this was on him, in my opinion. Put in the chat, I guess, to me, put in the chat who you think. I see 100% on the 88 right here from Dales. Another 88 SVG got shipped. There's no update just yet. If you see it on Twitter, tag me at Ice Titan 80, and I will relay all updates. But this to me is on Zilisch. And I think it's important to hold younger drivers accountable. I think it was probably a misjudgment as well. I don't get the idea that he was really getting pushed off the track all that much. In my opinion, this was him being impatient. He knows how good Shane is. We all know how good Shane is. And I think that he was being uncharacteristically impatient today, and it cost Shane Van Gisbergen a chance at this race. I still think Zilisch, if it goes green all the way, Zilisch gets by. He had the better car. He was racing better. Just all in all today, SVG was off. I think Zilisch had it. To me, I think that, yeah, sure. Again, can the 9 have put more room? I think that there can be that. I don't think it's 100% necessarily, I guess, coming back. Maybe not 100% on Zilisch, but majority, I think, was on Zilisch. I think that then again, the 9 probably could have given a little more room, but and this is going to get to the talking point. We're going to talk about it. We talked about it last year about track limits. At what point are the people that are racing on the track responsible for those who go off the track? And I kind of want to see what you guys think on this. We're going to talk about racing until we get any updates. But when it comes to track limits, are we in favor, or are we kind of like, I don't know about that. That's not NASCAR. So I'm going to put yes, 100% in some places, or hell no. I guess 3 options that cover the gambit of it all. To me, I think we need to start putting maybe a few more. I'm gonna kind of change my tune on this. Last year, I was more against it, but you're seeing some of the dumb moves, and we'll talk about it in a little bit with the 11 and the 21. We're gonna talk about Austin Hill for sure. We'll talk about that, but I mean, there's multiple times. There's guys that are running all the way to the wall now in turn 1 and going extremely wide and stupid. To me, if you're going to have track limits, put some grass or some kitty litter or something there. Yeah, sure. Again, it gets annoying that it holds up the race. We get cautions, all of that. I don't want to trust NASCAR's judgment on it as much. I want it to be forced track limits. It doesn't even have to be all the way what it used to be, right? We can still give some area. I think I'm willing to play with this one. But I mean, if the next gen cars could pass, they'd be doing this more. To me, it just sucks. It sucks seeing a lot of these moves, and I think that we can fix a lot of that up in different ways. Again, not to beat up on someone, but going back to it though, last bit we'll talk. I'm putting this on the 88. I think that was on the 88. I think that was a bad move. And it wasn't the worst move of the race. So let's talk about the worst move of the race, shall we? Shall we talk about the worst move of the race? 14 to go. We get it back restarted. We get a debris caution right away. I believe Hill moves Connor Zilisch. He's pissed at this point. Under yellow, Zilisch actually goes up and hits a 21. And you're thinking at this point, like, yeah, that was, I guess people could be like borderline, whatever, but that's kind of NASCAR move. People are going to dislike a lot of it because it's Hill. I get that too. Yeah, I could see Zilisch being upset, but at the same time, after the move that just happened with Shane Van Gisbergen, I don't hold too much sorrow for that kind of move being pulled kind of on him, right? Not too bad, not crazy, just typical It's Hill, right? So we get it back going with 11 to go. McDowell goes by for a moment, side by side for the lead. There's a ton of contact back and forth. 11 clears for the moment. Then the 88 gets by. 1 through 6 are under a blanket, with Connor Zilisch now starting, though, to run away with it a little bit. With 9 to go, Hill and McDowell still racing together, still just going all out. And they go wide. Hill is looking to make a move on the outside, a very low percentage move at a road course. He's at complete disadvantage, in my opinion. Hook and ends up hooking McDowell into the wall, causing the largest crash at Watkins Glen in Xfinity Series history. McDowell has a hard hit. There were hard hits by others. Tires flying all over. William Zilisch, who I want to give a shout out to how much better he has been lately and not gotten the credit and finishes he deserves for it. He gets out of it. The Siegs are gone. Both of them are wiped out there. You got Dean Thompson's in it. Others are in it. I mean, it was just the 91, I think, actually got jacked up into the air, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been a different car, but I think it was the 91. In my opinion, that is Austin Hill making a stupid low percentage, very low percentage move. And I don't think, I will say this, and I know everyone's going to go crazy about it. I know everybody, we're chomping at the bit to beat up on Austin Hill because, let's be honest, he's been a dumbass a lot of the time. I don't think that was on purpose. I don't think it was on purpose. I think it was just a dumb move. And for those who are probably wondering if there's going to be a suspension or anything, NASCAR likes to judge off intent. And again, as much as I'm about to pile on this idiot, I mean, he's been an idiot. Let's be honest. Like, I saw people having every name under the sun. They were calling him like, the Short Hill, the Timu Bobby Hill, like there's everything. I get it. We're going to have fun. For the longest time, I held off on this, man. The longest time I held off on dunking on Austin Hill, because a lot of times I thought he sometimes got unfairly judged. But after Indianapolis, that's out the freaking window, right? I'm right there with you. I admit I was wrong. You were right. Okay. But it was not intentional. And that's why I don't think NASCAR is going to have some sort of penalty unless they have some form of probation like they used to do, and they judge that he superseded, went overboard with that. I don't think we're going to see something quite like that. But, I mean, it's just another bad move in a long, sad line of bad moves. I'm seeing people say it's intentional. I don't think it was intentional. I think it was stupid. But it's just continuously piling up these stupid moves, these similar bad moves on top of the intentional stuff. And he wondered why he got laughed at. Remember, this was the driver. I'm going to always bring this up until he cleans his act up. This was the driver who stood up at after Martinsville and said that I'm going to be somebody, a role model, someone that younger drivers can watch, that they can learn from and judge how to be a NASCAR Xfinity Series driver. And then he does dumb shit like this over and over and over again. And it's tiring. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of his stupid shit. I'm tired of him never having accountability for a damn thing he does. I'm tired of all of it. I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of Richard Childress. I'm tired of all. I have Hill fatigue. I have Austin Hill fatigue. That is the best way that I can put it. It's just such a dumb move. He has tons of talent. Like, I'm seeing people calling him bad driver, dirty driver. Sure. I can get on that. I think he's a dirty driver at this point, and a dumb driver at that at times too. I think he gets in over his head. I think there's a reason he's not a Cup Series driver. God help us if RC gets that third charter and moves him up to the Cup Series. Like, if the next gen could go side by side, he'd do the dumb moves in Cup too. And we go back to Daytona. Yeah. And we go to Daytona next, so he's probably going to end up winning. I'm tired of it all. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of, all of it. I'll give him a small kernel of credit for taking the interview during the red flag with Jamie McMurray. McMurray was he was trying so hard to give him the benefit of the doubt, which again, as a broadcaster, it is technically what you're supposed to do. So fair on him, fair point. You're supposed to be true to the competition. Unfortunately, I'm probably at this point too biased against him to be fair to him. I'll give him a little bit of credit for that because he could have denied the interview. But it's just, he obviously didn't learn the lesson of doing dumb things. It's clear. The suspension did not teach him a lesson. He did not learn a lesson in any way whatsoever. And I see people, Hocevar's worse than Hill. Well, at least Hocevar can at times back it up. And the thing is, Hocevar can go overboard, but a lot of Hocevar stuff is also very borderline. And I've called out Hocevar when he does dumb stuff. Granted, I have. Like, you can go back on the last couple of like super egregious things where I'm like, that was really dumb. Like look at Nashville, for instance, on that one. But it's the same things over and over again. And there's no improvement at all. He's been there how long? And I know they're going to interview Richard Childress, and he's going to go on about how they're a blue collar team and everyone's piling on because of that. And he'll play the victim, as he always does. And Hill will again the next week say he didn't do anything wrong and yada, yada, yada. But yeah, I mean, if you couldn't tell, I'm tired of it all. How is Connor's condition? We don't know yet. He was sitting upright in the ambulance. That is about the last update we've gotten. Trust me, as I'm talking, I am going back and forth between tabs, trying to make sure we find out any kind of update whatsoever. There really hasn't been anything else other than there was a few minutes ago. I know Jesse Love went to the infield care center to check up on him. So it's about all we know right now. And we're not going to speculate on him now. So for those coming in, again, we'll give you updates as we get them. But we don't have them yet, unfortunately. Nick Sanchez wrecked under this caution. Sounds like something broke. That's why. I don't think it was him having some bad move or anything. It looked like, I think they said he had like a tire issue or something. We get it back going with 4 to go. The 88 and the 8 up front. Sammy Smith actually clears for the lead, overshoots a corner as the 41 and the 88 are fighting. The 88 gets by afterwards, and he's off. Zilisch ends up winning. I know we're not surprised that he got his 6th win of the year. And then we're kind of back up to the present where, again, I'll update again. I know for those who have been watching the whole time or been watching for a while, you're probably not crazy about me constantly doing it. It's probably annoying you, but for those coming in, those who might be checking in, those wondering what's going on, Connor Zilisch getting out of the car, was about to stand up on the door, do the signature victory, fist pump, all that, slipped on the window net, fell to the ground. Looks like he got his foot kind of maybe hooked on the window net, fell to the ground, and they went straight to commercial. Did not look very good. Wasn't really moving for a moment as they went to commercial. Has since been taken by ambulance to the infield care center to be further evaluated. He did sit up in the ambulance, so that is a positive. He was talking to those who were giving him medical attention, but a scary scenes in the Victory Lane interview, unfortunately. We have no updates right now. It's been a little over a half hour after it happened. We went live around when that happened. There's no really big update just yet. Just more sort of getting people up to date on what's been going. But nothing on any specifics, nothing on any of that. We'll probably hear later on into the evening, maybe as we do this, but that was the race itself, everything that happened. But at the same time, that's over racing. We're wishing and hoping the best for Connor Zilisch. Any updates we can get, because we don't know how this will affect him being in the Cup car tomorrow. We don't know how this is going to affect, what his racing situation will be. Luckily, there is an off weekend before Daytona. So there is that. Just a horrible luck, honestly, because it looked like he knew it was like, I don't know if it was slippery or if he had a water or somebody sprayed or whatever on it, but just, I mean, it's just bad luck too. It's just terrible luck for him. No news just yet. Again, I want to make sure reputable sources have stuff out about it before we go on. I don't want to go crazy with speculation. I don't think that's fair to Connor. I don't think that's fair to any of you. And I don't think that in general that is fair really to anyone involved. Let's go to the super chat cooldown lap while we're here. There were a lot that were left before we went live, and I will cover those as well. Roman numeral 3 sent 2 saying they should consider track limits in 5 and 6. I would want, in some places like that, I would definitely want some. Jeffrey King saying intentional or not, Hill needs to be parked. That's a conversation that might need to be had. Should Hill, because of his past instances of aggression and on-track problems, be punished more severely to try and get the message across? That really isn't the way NASCAR has done things, but it's the same person doing a lot of things. M. Martin fan. Hill needs to be suspended for multiple races or the season before he kills someone. I mean, at this rate, man, I don't think he'll kill someone, but he can hurt someone if he goes too stupid. I mean, there's plenty of places. Pac-Man saying, does running the full circuit prevent that wreck? If we're talking about the Hill McDowell one, I mean, sure, because if we go to a different area, but there's probably other areas that they could have ended up having a big wreck. We've seen them all over Watkins Glen. Numeral 3, start the super chat war. Hill won't be suspended. No, he won't. He won't, man. I don't think he will. I would be more surprised than anyone else if he ended up being suspended. And Pac-Man says Hill's personal media handling position is now open. Groovy Goose says RCR equals rich children racing. I mean, a lot of them act like children. Let's see. Pac-Man says tinfoil hat theory. JRM designed the Smith jump. I'm not going to go that far with it. Personally, I'm not going to go too far in tinfoil hat territory with any of that. Just I really don't. I don't think it was. I think it was guys going for the win. Roman numeral 3, cursed race. We must all memory hole it. Yeah, at this rate, man. It was wild though, man. It was wild. I don't think the Cup race will top as wild as this has been. Real SW official. My reaction to everything that happened today is that famous scream painting, Connor versus SVG, Hill's stupid move and Connor's fall. Bizarre day. It was a bizarre day. Don't want to see any more trucks or Xfinity here. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe trucks left. But I think Xfinity and Cup are here to stay. Steven says Watkins Glen not having tire barriers where McDowell crashed is not acceptable. They had barriers there for Hornish and Newman in their crashes. Yeah, Watkins Glen in general just seems like, I think, the most dangerous track on the course, and I think it needs a serious evaluation about that. Wizard King Nick for the 13-month member chat. Prayers for Connor. No driver deserves to get injured. Yes, exactly. And that's important to say because I know there's going to be some people that are pretty nasty about a lot of things, whether it be Hill, Connor in general. That is not acceptable. People wishing that, and yeah, no driver deserves to be injured. They put their lives on the line, entertaining us. Flame Hayes says prayers for Connor. Hill has to be better. Agree on both fronts, man. Agree on both fronts. Andrew, in any head injury, all precautions must be taken. Exactly. And it looked like he did go down on his head based on both what happened, like how he looked after, the direction he went, and yeah, all precautions. In all honesty, if he had any head injury, I hope he doesn't race tomorrow. Play it safe. Maybe even Daytona as well. Be safe. Twister, Watkins Glen has been violent this week. It has. Austin J. Hill, top 20 with no terroristic action, says Derek. Yeah, I guess we have the more classy Hill. The more classy Austin Hill at that. And fair. ARCA has been the least chaotic race so far. That's very strange. It is very, very strange. Andy Carson says Zillbilly doesn't deserve a cup ride until he respects other cup drivers. Hope SVG crashes Zillbilly out of the cup race. I mean, I don't want to hope any intentional wrecks on anyone, especially Zilisch after what happened. We don't even know if he'll race tomorrow at this rate. I think that what's more important with Zilisch, I think that can be addressed later. What's more important with Zilisch right now is his health. And I think that's the better way to go about it. Fly Supersonic, what Hill did was stupid, yes, but not intentional. True. I think that you're kind of on the same wavelength as me. I think it was stupid, not intentional. Young Money saying, if Connor can't race tomorrow, who races the 87? Probably a Chevy driver. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Justin Allgaier or somebody that's close to Connor Zilich's size, but we'll find out once updates are put out there. I would not probably expect any big updates until later on into the evening. Let's see. Zachary asking what happened to Connor. Just to cover again for anyone who's coming in late. Connor Zilisch in victory lane stood up on the door, slipped on the window net, looked like his foot and leg got stuck. And when he tripped, he went straight down onto the ground in victory lane in a very scary fall, looked like on his head. And he has since been transported to the infield medical center by ambulance. He was sitting up in the ambulance and talking to those who were giving him medical attention. So, that's what we know so far. Nobody else has put any major updates out that's reputable in any way. That's just all we know, and we're not going to speculate from there. Justin says the big bully kills another one. Guy just proves over and over why he's a joke. Yeah, I'm getting on that same wavelength with y'all. Jason says, shout out to Poole finishing 12th. Yes, solid finish for him. Looking at some of the others too. I mean, solid finish for Green, another top 10, another solid run for him. Harrison Burton, top 10, much needed. Kaz Grala, 11th. Top 20 finish for Austin J. Hill. So good runs today for a lot of people who might not normally get them. And praise on you for giving those shout outs. Derek with the 5 saying Austin Green top 10. He deserves a full-time ride for Jordan Anderson Racing. Let him replace Blaine Mid-Perkins. I mean, if the funding's there, I'm down. I would love to see what he can do with a full season of really, really good funding. Really, I would like to see him in better equipment personally. No disrespect to Jordan, but I would love to see him in better equipment. Twin Spinner, if we're going to blame Hill for turning McDowell, we have to blame Zilisch for turning SVG. It was almost the same thing, just different parts of the track. I think I was pretty consistent on that. I think both McDowell and SVG could have maybe given more room, but both of those drivers put themselves in inopportune places on the racetrack and reacted in a bad way on both times. I think, yeah, they're very similar. And I think both were unintentional, just bad, dumb moves. Snappy saying painted lines on the track are pointless without track limits. Might as well race from the infield to the campgrounds. I think painted lines are for the other series that go there at this point, but I'd be down with putting some more barriers of going too far with it. Bailey saying, I don't trust NASCAR to judge limits. I agree. Hook and Hill, says Marky Mark. That definitely could be, that could be a new nickname. Andrew saying, I was thinking about the possibility of having F1 at the Glen, but the common reason why not was safety, runoff, safety barriers. The Glen needs work. Yes, it does. Alex saying Ryan Ellis's windshield broken that too. Yes, I actually have a photo. So I have a photo of both of these. So we'll go back to this. We have this one of McDowell's hit. Again, scary hit. That part of the track has been known for these kind of hits. And yes, that is the, you know what? We can probably have it on the entire screen. I mean, it's about the closest we'll get with the picture we have. Yeah, I mean, scary incident with the tire going up there. Thank God that the safety is in the place that it is. That is for sure. Let's see. K-Pro says, come on, give Hill a break. He said he was wrong. I'm not giving him a break at this point with all that he does. Twin Spinner says at some point, it's not even about intent with Hill. It's just when you're put into X situation, you respond by doing Y every time, and Z is the result. that, again, at this point, it's up for NASCAR to decide. I'd be down for sitting him again just to get the message across if it hadn't been received already, personally. Let's see. JC, what's up, man? Saying I'm actually offended by the circumstances for Zilisch. This is like stubbing your toe on some furniture to the 10th degree. Life is just being annoying. Yeah, I mean, I've had head injuries, man, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks. I hope for the best. I hope it's not a leg or a head. I hope everything is good with him. And it ended up just being a scary moment. That's what I'm hoping. Young Money says Jesse Love visited the infield care center. He did. Alex saying, I don't know if he'll be suspended, but he is making a good case for himself of why he'll never be in Cup. I think I said that as well. And I hope he's not anytime soon. Rowdy 18 saying not a good day at the Glen. Prayers for Connor. Yes, not a good day at all. Irvin Alvarado saying Austin Hill, leader of safety, clean racing, and mean men, or of men, leader of men. His Cup career is super over after this race. He'll start learning United Rental, buddy. He's got Richard Childress as his team owner, unfortunately. Michael saying there's a difference between aggressive and reckless. Hocevar is aggressive and you can push it too far. Hill is just reckless. I think Hocevar can be reckless and is mostly aggressive. Hill can be aggressive and is mostly reckless. I think they're inverted. Both of them are. Jason saying any chance Parker Kligerman or Allgaier replaces Zilisch tomorrow? I mean, that could be if he is too hurt to race. Let's see. Alex saying, I don't want it to happen, but I'm afraid NASCAR may make rules on Victory Lane celebrations after today, similar to 2001, where getting on the roof was banned. I maybe, but I don't think they'll go that far with it personally. But maybe. Not racing. Point says, would Connor be able to race tomorrow? We don't know yet. No updates have been given just yet. K Pro saying it might not be a head injury. Again, we're not going to speculate on what it is. We'll find out. Hashtag I stand against Austin Hill. F dolphin emoji, Austin Hill. The Canadian 2 here from Ryan saying, I hope nothing happens Sunday because this is a cursed weekend. Yeah, nothing will. It's a next gen road course race. Nothing probably will happen. Adam saying it's obvious that Hill does not care about racing people clean at the end of these races. He's just I think he's reckless. I don't think it was intentional, but I think it was reckless. Justin saying, I've been moving this entire week and I got accepted to my transfer college. Go Bulls. And got a smart TV. So does anyone have an idea where I can find NASCAR? YouTube TV, Tubo. I don't know. Any of those probably will work. Fubo or whatever. TiVo. I don't know what the others are. There's a lot of them that can get it for you for sure. Wizard King Nick says, we have memed him for almost 2 years now, but I'm slowly becoming a Danny Dye fan because of it. Hashtag I stand with Michael Waltrip. He's been doing better. And Young Money is saying, to be honest, people posting videos of Zilisch falling should be ashamed. Nobody deserves to be injured. I mean, I get journalists reporting on it. I get that part of it. But yeah, I wouldn't want people doing that for clickbait and clout. A few more here and then we'll finish out. Not Racing Point saying, if Connor has to sit out, how many races will he miss? We don't know. I don't know the extent of the injuries. And I don't want to speculate on it. I know it's frustrating to not know just yet, but I want to make sure that we get it right and we're classy and respectful to him. And then TK left a 2, but no comment. I'm looking. I don't see. I mean, there might be. Let's see. I don't see any major updates on him. And I'm not going to share the video and I'm not going to speculate. We do have an update. We do have an update from Joseph Strigley, editor-in-chief of TobyChristie.com, who has said Connor Zilisch has been transported to a local hospital for further evaluation. He is awake and alert. That is probably all we're going to probably know tonight. I'm going to be honest with you. That's probably all we're going to get tonight. Is that he is awake and alert and he's been transported to a local hospital. We'll probably find out more later into the night or tomorrow morning. just got to hope the best for him, man. Just got to hope the best. I appreciate all of you coming out, and we'll talk about this more tomorrow when we have more news on it. Again, want to be respectful to him. We will be live tomorrow after the Cup race. Tuesday, I'll be on John Ramos's channel, IDK Player, for the NWP 400 duels, which we co-commentate. And it's always fun. And then NWP Wednesday with Danny V Talks channel. A lot of fun. And you know what? Let's close it out today. Showing you guys something pretty cool. My buddy John put a trailer together for the event. It's about 2 minutes, and we'll close out on that and end on a little bit of a fun note, looking forward note. So if you guys want to stick around and watch, go ahead. If not, totally get it. But if not, I'll see you tomorrow. And if so, enjoy. Y'all have a great night. I appreciate all of you. Prayers and good vibes, good hope, everything towards Connor Zilisch. We hope the best, and I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, later.